Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $, ORION, NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. Hope everyone had a fantastic 4th of July. Had an amazing trip to Seattle to see game number 3 against the Orioles. Where we actually put up more than 5 runs and won 7-3, got Julio back on track, and it felt very good being there live in Seattle. And on the thumb, on the left, we have Bo Bichette. And on the right, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. Let's get some homers again. Let's keep that hot streak going. Let's get it. And first, let's start it off with the visiting Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off for the Blue Jays at first base, Spencer Owen. Batting second, playing shortstop for Toronto, Bo Bichette. Batting third, DHing tonight for the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for the Blue Jays, Danny Jensen. Batting fifth, playing left field, Dalton Varsho. Batting sixth, playing second base, Davis Schneider. Batting seventh, playing right field for the Blue Jays, Addison Marger. And batting eighth, playing third base, Ernie Clement. And batting ninth, playing center field, Kevin Kiermaier. And on the mound for the Blue Jays with a 6-7 record, an ERA of 4.75, Kevin Gausman. Let's go, baby. And let's get into the starting lineups here for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, one of the heroes last night, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And when you end up getting a all bases clearing, 3 RBI double, and it opens up the game from 2-2 to 5-2, that's when you know things are living very, very good for J.P. Crawford. Let's go. Batting second, DHing today for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Nice to see him hit a 2-run blast yesterday as well. Keep it up, Mitch. Batting third, catching today for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth for the first time in 2024, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And I'll tell you what, to be able to see Julio go yard in person, it was exciting, it was electric, it was amazing. Let's go, Julio. Batting fifth, playing left field for Seattle, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, playing first base for the Mariners, Ty France. Batting seventh, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing second base this evening, Dylan Moore. And batting ninth, playing third base for the Mariners, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And on the mound for the Mariners, one of our aces, 6-9 record, an ERA of 3.87, Luis Castillo. Let's go, Mariners. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you're taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety are things that a lot of people are going through now or have in the past. So if you're slipping a little bit, into the darkness, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Eat a little bit healthier. Exercise a little bit more. Listen to music. Even doing those 3 minor things can help you get out of the darkness quicker, and it'll help you win the day. And if you do got a Twitter/X, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the live stream on Twitter/X as well. It'll help us get more people here to the NWSF. And if you are in the room now, like, sub, donate, comment, share. We're going to try to get 20 likes within the first hour, and then we're going to shoot for 30 to 50 likes on every single stream. We've been hitting 40 to 50 as of late, which is great. And let's hit 100 in the donos every single night, or at least try to. Let's get it. Sports baseball in the building. What's good? Daniel in the building. What's good? Captain Oreo, oh my gosh, it was amazing, bro. You got to think, we played like shit against the White Sox on the road. We played like shit against the Marlins. We played like shit against the Rays. Got our ass kicked by the Twins. Got our ass kicked in the first 2 games by the Orioles, and it looked like they were going to sweep us. And so for us to be able to get 7 runs, and not only that, to see Julio go yard in person, and I've been to about 8 or 9 games, and I've never seen Julio go yard before at the game, so that was a first. It looks like he's starting to get back on track, and then obviously that bases clearing, RBI triple, or they have, obviously a stand-up double, but bases clearing, obviously double that J.P. Crawford had, scoring 3 to take it from 2 to obviously 5 was huge, and then the Garver home run at obviously a little bit later for that 2-run blast was the icing on the cake. Got some amazing things from the game. Obviously the first 10,000 fans out of the 30, 40,000 got this really dope hat that I'll be debuting here in a couple days. We got a really big heat wave in Oregon, so it's going to be about 100 degrees to 103 for like the next 5 to 7 days. So I'll debut the new lid, the new Mariner hat. And out of all the giveaways that I've ever gotten going to a Mariner game, it's one of the best that I've ever gotten, and it's a hat nonetheless. Normally I end up getting like bobbleheads and whatnot, but I had a fantastic time, and I hope everyone is doing very, very well. Britt in the building, how are you? Let's go. Let's get it. But man, 100 to 103 degrees, for 5, 6, 7 days in a row. We had to plug the AC in today just a few minutes ago. And here we go. First pitch, Luis Castillo outside to Horwitz, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. How are you, Britt? How are you, Captain? Let's go. Pitch there, in there for a strike, 1-1 count. Horwitz, 314 average, 3 homers, and 9 ribbies in limited action for the Blue Jays. And we'll be doing this game here, obviously, tonight. Tomorrow, the Mariners play at 1. But I'm going to watch the game with Paisley and run some errands, and then I'll end up doing WWE Money in the Bank. And I believe that stream is going to start at 4 p.m. Pacific, and that'll go for about 3 hours. And then on Sunday, we will do the last game in the set for the Blue Jays and the Mariners. 1-2 pitch to Horwitz. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Spencer, sit down, baby. I like that. Nice start from Luis Castillo. Let's go. Mariner Moose is out early. We like that. Let's go. Let's try to get 7 to 10 Ks for Luis Castillo, even though it seems like our starting pitching staff has been averaging more 4 to 7 Ks rather than 7 to 10, but we'll take it. Nice job, Castillo. Pitch outside on the corner for a strike to Bo Bichette, 0-1 count. But going to Seattle, I only usually get to go once or twice a year. But the weather was amazing. The vibes were great. We ended up getting down 2-0 with a Gunnar Henderson 2-run blast. But a lot of the people in the crowd, had great energy. And obviously being the 4th of July, we had nothing to lose. And having Ryan Bliss start over Polanco was money. Bryce actually did pretty decent. And Corbin Burns didn't end up getting 10, 11, 12, 13 Ks. He only got 6. So it felt good, to have Julio homer, J.P. Crawford to have that, obviously, 3-run RBI double, and then to have Garb go for that 2-run blast. And for us to actually get to 7 runs was unbelievable. Let's go. Another punch out by Castillo. And we ended up winning 7-3. So in that matchup last night that I went to, there was 2 homers on the Mariners, 2 homers on the Orioles, so a total of 4. And that's pretty rare for a Mariner game. Big facts. There goes Bo Bichette. Luis Castillo with another K. I like that. Mariner Moose out early. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Luis. Next up for the Blue Jays, another individual like Bo Bichette that might be on the trade block, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And the Seattle Mariners have been linked to both of these players. I don't know if it'll actually happen, but we'll see what happens here tonight with La Piedra going against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I would love to have his bat, obviously, in the lineup. Yes, happy extended 4th of July. Hopefully you and Colton had a good time. And I got back, just in time for like the fireworks show, and I didn't realize that this particular neighborhood and a lot of people that live near me celebrate to like the most extreme fashion. Paisley was a little scared, because it hasn't really heard fireworks like that go off, for that extended period of time. But, I gave her a little back massage and told her everything will be okay after a little bit, like an hour it was. And then she settled in. So, but I had to wake up super early today, knowing that it was going to be 100. So I ended up waking up at like 5:45, 6 a.m. And we went for our first walk. Second walk, we went around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And obviously by the time 11 rolled around, it was already too hot. So, and then I'm going to go for one more tonight here around 10 p.m. 2-2 pitch to Vlad. Got him, baby. Oh, there goes the bat. Wow. Wow, a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. fan caught the bat that went into the third row. Wow, I wonder if he'll get to keep it. We'll see if they end up letting him keep that bat or not, but that's a hell of a souvenir. My goodness. Horowitz down. Bichette down. Vlad Jr. down. And a bat goes into the crowd. It didn't even break. It just slipped out of his fingers. And then it went into someone that actually had a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. jersey on. That's crazy. Hopefully they'll pan back to him to see if they actually let him keep the bat or not. And hopefully if they don't let him keep the bat, they'll give him another bat in replacement, or at least a ball signed by Vlad. And I know some of those bats are like, it's their piece of equipment, and they're not going to just choose any bat. All bats are not created equal. There's different weight, different length, and whatnot, and different materials that are used. So, well, I can't wait to be able to come back from the commercial to see what's going on here. And you know what I was noticing, that a lot of areas on the West Coast and in the Midwest, since there's a lot of fire warnings, being so dry, that a lot of cities and a lot of states have switched to drone fireworks shows. I don't know if you guys had any in your hometown city or state, but out here it seemed like it was a little bit more common than it has in the past, because normally out here in Oregon, even if it's dry as hell, and even if there's like fires in certain places in Oregon, we usually do the fireworks itself, not a drone show. But I guess the drone thing is a little bit more popular starting from last year, and then it really caught on this year. I don't really know how I feel about that. I know some of the drone shows that I've seen like internationally in like China, Japan, and in Asia, with like the dragons in the air and then like mock fireworks that are a drone, they end up looking pretty cool, but it's not the same smell and sounds that you're going to actually get from a actual fireworks show. So I think I would go for a fireworks show myself. But again, if you have no choice and you have to do a drone show, then you do a drone show, or you just watch fireworks on your phone or on your computer or tablet. So yeah, a lot of us out here do too. And on the mound for the Blue Jays with a 6-7 record and ERA of 4.75, Kevin Gausman. Let's go. In there for a strike behind in the count, 0-2 to JP Crawford. Go, JP. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. If you do got a Twitter/X, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream. There goes JP, one away. Nice punch out by Gausman. Next up for the Mariners, DHing in the 2-hole, Mitch Garver. And him and Polanco came in pretty ice cold, but I think a lot is forgiven on the Mitch Garver side. He started to hit a little bit better. He's been able to get some home runs for us and key RBIs. He's been decent as our backup catcher, and it seems like the warmer weather is treating Mitch Garver nicely, and he's leaps and bounds ahead of Polanco. And at least we didn't have to hear the Polanco boo birds And that one goes right past the third baseman on an error by Clement. Wow. There we go. And a little bit of luck for the Mariners as well. Mitch Garver starting to heat up. And, at DH, I wasn't really happy with him at the beginning of the year in April and May. But now in June, and I think moving forward in July and August, I think Garv is starting to solidify that DH spot a little bit more and more, unless he ends up being the backup catcher over Sebi Zavala still. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Let's go, big dumper. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. Stay in the building. What's good, brother? We're at 19 people in the building. Yeah, another one that sneaks past the second baseman and shortstop. There we go. Hell yeah. All right, looks like where are we at? We're at 8 likes. So we got 13 people on the YouTube side, 6 on the Twitter/X side. We'll get more as the game goes on. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 2 more of y'all out of the 5 that haven't done it. If we can get 2 more, we'll be at 10, and we'll be halfway to the goal within the first hour. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. But I've had a pretty good record of going to Seattle, either getting memorabilia or actually seeing a win. So out of like the 9 games that I think I've seen, or 10, I think I've seen 8 wins and only 2 losses. So that's pretty solid. Brett with the share. Appreciate that. Could you do me a solid, Brett, and like it as well, so we can get a like and a retweet, or a like and a share? I appreciate you sharing it and retweeting it. If you could do a like for me on top of that same post, it would be greatly appreciated. And we'll get Matt. Will be coming in probably within 30 to 45 minutes, and I know he'll like and retweet it. And we'll have a couple other Mariner fans that will do that as well. We usually have been getting about 4 to 6 people that will like and retweet the live stream to help us out and to get more members here on the NWSF. We're creeping up on 4 million views. Obviously, we just broke 20,300, so we're going for 20,400. And we got runners at first and second. Bottom of the first, 0-2 count to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up, baby. And, the emotion that he had on the 4th of July, hitting that home run. And obviously, he's still not, fully back on track. But to be able to see a player like Julio, hearing all the chatter, knowing that he's mentally struggling, he's not playing very well this season, and then to be able to come up big with that home run and to show that emotion, to be able to get the, game from 2-0 to 2-1. And then eventually 2-2. And then we ended up having a bases-loaded double by clearing a bases-loaded double by J.P. Crawford to take it to 5-2. Then Garv hit a 2-run blast to make it 7-2. And then they had one more home run late, and we ended up winning 7-3. One of the best games, and probably the best 4th of July I've ever been to. And I didn't even really see fireworks of my own. So there goes Julio Rodriguez. 2 away. That's okay, Julio. You came up big yesterday. Keep it moving. Stay confident. Keep your swagger and get that aura and get those vibes going, baby. Let's go, Julio. Next bat. Next up for the Mariners, left fielder Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. And I didn't get a ball, but I did get close one time, like literally like 6 inches away or less between me and a kid. But again, as long as a kid gets it, not another adult, besides myself, I'm okay with that. But if I'm going to be scrapping with another adult, I'm getting the ball. But if it ends up being a kid and me, and I end up losing to the kid, or the kid ends up having the upper hand, or I get the ball and the kid is there, chances are the kids will get the ball from me. So, but again, my best friend Justin has never gotten a ball, so I wanted to make sure I tried to at least try to get one for him. But that was the only chance that I had. But I was pretty close, again, 3 to 6 inches away from a baseball, but the kid had the inner position, and it was reaching under an adult seat. So it's probably not, appreciated for an adult to reach underneath another adult's crotch area and seat to get a ball. Wow, what a catch off the wall. Did he catch that? Wow. But anytime a kid, ends up reaching under someone else's seat, adult, it's a little bit more... acknowledged. They don't really care as much. So, wow, what a catch. On the wall, runs into the wall. Dalton Varsho ends up saving 2 runs from the Mariners. Wow, unbelievable. What was the best firework that you ended up buying? Did you end up buying like a single $20 or $30 firework, or did you buy one of those like packages that was like a variety pack for 60, 70 bucks? Thank you, Brittany. Appreciate you for the like and the share. It means a lot. And then we got the Chicago race, street race tomorrow. So I'll definitely be, or on Sunday, Xfinity tomorrow. But again, we'll be doing this stream here today. And then I'll do the WWE Money in the Bank stream at 4. But I will watch the Mariner game with Paisley at 1. And then we'll be back at it, I believe, at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And we'll do the last matchup between the Blue Jays and the Mariners. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's go, baby. Man, it is a hot one today. And I'm glad that we have an AC unit because, I mean, for some of y'all that don't use AC or fans or not that often, we got to 11 likes. Thank you guys so much. 2 of y'all. Now we only need 1 more person out of the 12. We have 13 in the room. Only 1 person hasn't smashed the like button, but 12 of y'all have. Thank you. We only need 8 more to be able to hit the goal within the first hour, and we're going to try to shoot for 30 to 50 and 100 in the donos. But definitely is going to be cooling down the house, and we need it here. I mean, to be able to have no AC and have a fan and have 100-degree temperatures for like maybe a night, and as long as you have like 2 box fans on your body or your face, you'll be okay. But, you know, it's just nice to be able to have that AC feeling, you know, throughout the whole house, not just have one room cooled down. So let's go to the top of the second inning. Hell of a catch there by Dalton Varsho in the outfield. I see you. Next up for the Blue Jays, catcher Danny Jensen. Batting second this inning, left fielder Dalton Varsho with that incredible catch. And batting third, second baseman Davis Schneider. I love the goggles, and I love the stash. Let's go. Let's go, Mariners. Jansen ropes that one, a little rope-a-dope towards third base. Foul. And I got a chance to walk around the whole stadium, you know, getting in early. We got in about an hour and a half early, so I literally got to walk around every single level, you know, the 300 level, 200 level, 100 level, all the way around the stadium to look at all of the exhibits of the game used memorabilia with like Griffey and Randy Johnson and Ichiro and Julio. Got to see a lot of the food vendors that I never knew even existed, and I even went to the outfield to the bullpen area to be able to check out what that bullpen area looks like where the pitchers are warming up. Never went over there before. Normally I just sit off first base or third base, and we had a really good hamburger and garlic fry. And then later on, we ended up getting Popeyes on the road ride home in Washington. And I don't know why Popeyes in Washington tastes better than Popeyes in Oregon, but it was one of the best meals that we've had in quite a while. But overall, fantastic trip. Single 35 finale, nice. And then a 30. Nice. The only reason I brought it up is I was thinking of you and Colton, and I thought that's probably what you would do, because I feel that we kind of think similar, that you're going to have a blowout or like one, but then you're still going to try to spend as much as you did on the single for a variety pack. So you have a lot of little, different, smaller ones that cost like $1 to $5, all grouped up into a big package, and then you can kind of use those to buy the time, and then the finale at the end. So popped up, one away. Nice job by Ty France. Did you guys have a little bit like of a block party, like where you live in your house or an apartment, or like the neighborhood lit them off together? Hopefully Colton had a good time. I assume he did. Hopefully you had a good time as well. Varsho pops that one back. 0-1 count. Top of the second, 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Britt and Zay and Captain Oreo and the rest. Appreciate y'all. Daniel as well. Hell of a catch by Varsho. Definitely robbed 2 runs there. Nice pitch there, 2-2 count. I like this image of our show better, so we're going to use this one. Multi-image, pretty dope. Yeah, I feel this series is going to be close, and hopefully we can win 2 out of 3 and feed off that momentum off that win against the Orioles. We still haven't been swept all year. That was the game that most likely if we were going to get swept, if we played bad, if Bryce had a bad game and gave up like 4 or 5 runs in the first 2 innings, we would have gotten swept by the Orioles. But again, the Orioles are one of the best teams in baseball. So there we go. Another punch out by Castillo. I love that. And we got the Padres after this. So we have to make sure we win 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, not 1 out of 3, because the Padres might end up beating us 2 out of 3. So we're going to have to do our very best here against Toronto. Next up for the Blue Jays, second baseman Davis Schneider. 4Ks already at Luis Castillo, baby. I love that. I love that, baby. Schneider popped up. Really is there. There we go. Good defense. 6 up and 6 down, baby. All right, we're at 14 likes. We need 6 more to get to 20. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And if you do have a Twitter/X account, do like my girl Britt did and like and retweet the live stream there. It'll help us get more people here into the room as well. Appreciate you guys very, very much. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety. These are things that not only I've gone through, but I know some of y'all have gone through it either right now or maybe even in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Exercise a little bit more. Go for a walk with your pet or by yourself. You'd be really surprised if you exercise a little bit more and get that fresh air, what it'll do for your mental health. Listen to music. I used to not listen to music every day, but once I started doing it, I know my mental health improved dramatically, right? And eat a little bit better. Instead of eating fast food all the time, cut back on it and try to eat a little bit healthier, and that'll help out your mental health as well. And then if you end up doing those 3 minor things, it'll help you get out of the darkness quicker to help you win the day. Big facts. I'm always going to be a mental health advocate here. Absolutely, Britt. You hit it right on the head. Because I feel like, with a lot of hosts that are out there that do channels, not everyone is a genuine person. There's a lot of people that have their own agendas, and they try to come across as they are a caring person, and they're so likable, But again, you can definitely tell an aura and a vibe out of a host when you're watching. And some people are very good actors and actresses where you think someone's a good person until you actually find out some more details about them or things come out. But, I feel that, if people are in a tough place, this is somewhere that you can feel acknowledged, you can feel heard, and we have a good family atmosphere here too. Bottom of the second, 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. Next up, Ty France. Let's go. So, Brett, do you think Chase is going to be able to win a race before the playoffs start? What's your feeling on it? You think he'll be able to get one before the playoff, or do you think he'll get one in the playoff? I'm excited because, he hasn't really been dominant, winning, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 races like he did in his championship era a few years back. But one thing that Chase has been very good as of late is consistency. A lot of top 5 and a lot of top 10s. So, with him and Kyle Larson from Hendrick Motorsports definitely holding it down, and William Byron with those wins early in the season, Hendrick has got 3 contenders out of 4 besides Alex Bowman that could end up wearing the crown at the end of the year. 0-2 pitch to France. Pitch is high, 1-2 count. That is one thing that I do miss. I wish that I was able to get enough of a crowd to do NASCAR streams again, and hopefully in the near future, next year or the year after. But I would love to do them again, but it just depends if we can get enough of support, with the likes and the subs and the shares and the donos to make it worthwhile over like a baseball stream. So. Yeah, I was going to say I doubt that he would win this weekend. Who's your prediction for Chicago? And sometimes they end up having like international, options, for drivers. The guys that do like Indy or they end up being just like a part-time driver, and then they end up doing road courses and whatnot. Kind of like Boris Said back in the day, where he might not be very good on the regular tracks, but when it ends up being like off-road or street or something, like you get those guys that get a little bit more locked in. You can definitely tell the people that are better than the off-road than on-road. So yeah, SVG. That's why I brought it up, because I was gonna say sometimes when you get these guys, and I've seen him in the Xfinity series as well. He's very fucking good at what he does on those type of tracks, for sure. You hit it right on the head. Next up is Dominic Canzone. Bottom of the second, 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. 1-0 count to Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. But anytime I see anything NASCAR or Chase related, I'll send it to you on socials. I know you care about him as much as I do too. So pitch right down the middle, the Canzone, 1-2 count. Michael McDowell. What's the next race, Britt, after the Chicago street race? I didn't look ahead to the schedule, but what's after that? Pitch on the corner, but called strike there. Okay, 1-2 count to Dom. One-two pitch from Gosman to Canzone. Chopped it off himself. And with Kevin, 6-7 record, ERA of 4.75. So we should be able to, get a few hits and runs on Kevin before he gets taken out, hopefully before the 6th inning. One-two pitch to Dominic Canzone. Pitches low into the dirt at the knees. 2-2 count. Two-two pitch popped up. Should be a routine play, and he flies out to left. 2 away. Varsho out there. Next up for the Mariners, it's Demo, second baseman, Dylan Moore. Let's go, Dylan. Bring some electricity to the bottom end of the lineup, baby. Let's go. Pocono, the tricky triangle. What are your favorite tracks, Britt? Like throughout the year, is it just like Daytona 500 and Talladega? Do you have any other tracks besides like the main big popular ones that you really love? Like something that's coming up on the schedule that you're anticipating? 0-1 pitch. Demo fouls that one towards third base. 0-2 count. Oh, definitely. I mean, I just got to be able to go with the flow. If I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything, NFL, college football, wrestling, WWE, AEW, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, boxing, UFC. So it's like, I'm not really, I don't really feel there's anything that we can't do on this channel. It's just about getting the right amount of people to come through and support. Demo, there we go. You don't like the super speedways? Atlanta's a nice one. Watkins Glen out in Nashville. Yeah, so something like kind of the mid-level tracks. I like it. I like a lot of those ones that you like as well. Sometimes it doesn't have to be the big name like the Daytona and the Talladega. I think I just like the Daytona Talladega aspect of it just being a big event. you know, and just seeing the way the crowd reacts, knowing that it is the Daytona 500 in Talladega. But I understand what you mean, though. Dylan in there at second. Safe, baby. Nice stolen bag by Dylan Moore. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Demo. We need 6 more likes to get to 20. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 5 more likes to get to 20. We'll try to get to 20 within the first hour, and then 30 to 50 for the stream. Big swing and a miss to Hollywood Rojas behind the count 0-2. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, and if you do have a Twitter/X account, please help your boy out like Brittany did, and like and retweet the live stream there, and that'll help us get more people here for the NWSF. Let's go Hollywood. 0-2 pitch to Rojas. Pitch is high. Good eyes. 1-2 count. Super speedways, less talent. Just kind of luck to just to be able to be like hanging around in the top 10 late. And as long as your car doesn't blow up or you run out of gas, like you might have a chance to squeak one out. You know, even though you have no business being in the top 5 or top 10 for those bottom end drivers. I totally agree. There's still some skill set, but sometimes you can get like, you know, some like questionable drivers that end up having top 5 or top 10 finishes at like race tracks like that, just because, like you said, they just survived. And then you got guys like Denny Hamlin and Logano that ended up getting wrecked or their car blew up. And you would think those guys would be there late, but then it ends up being kind of like the mid-level, lower end guys like a Michael McDowell or even lower name guy than that. And then you're like, you know, Austin Cindric, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, it's not crazy to think some of the mid-level lower guys finish in a top 5 or top 10. But again, when you end up having a lot of the big boys that end up wrecking early, anything can happen at a track like that. So I totally agree. All right, end of the second inning, 0-0, Blue Jays and Mariners pitching duel so far. 4 Ks out of Luis Castillo, 4 Ks out of Gossman. I don't know if I anticipated a pitching duel, but I'll take it. See who's up next for Toronto. Next up for the Blue Jays, right fielder Addison Barger. Batting second, third baseman Ernie Clement. And batting third, center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. Addison Barger. 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1 count. 158 average. And limited action for Addison so far for Toronto. Fouls that one off. Good souvenir there, 2-2 count. Right. And also with these new cars, and also even with some of the modifications to some of the tracks as well, you can definitely tell like some of the OGs, like Kyle Busch, he hasn't really been able to figure it out. And obviously it's one thing to switch teams and, you know, to go from the M&M car, and then, you're working away with a new decal, a new sponsor, a new team. And then sometimes, obviously, these new modifications to these cars year in and year out, you can get someone that is a, Hall of Fame driver like a Kyle Busch, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be great every single year. And he hasn't really figured it out just yet. Throw to first, one away. But I wouldn't count a guy out like that altogether. But sometimes it is a little surprising to see guys struggle, for so long. But NASCAR is very difficult. Like even Joey Logano, it took until last week for him to get his first dub of the season. And, Logano is good enough to win 1 to 4 races every season. It just depends on when he can get that first one. And you'd rather get it earlier in the year instead of like right before the playoffs. But hey, as long as you get that win, you're in the playoffs. So pitch right down the middle to Clement for a strike, 0-1 count. Top of the third, 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. Clement, 256 average, 4 homers and 14 ribbies here in 2024. Check swing to Ernie. 1-1 count. They obviously have the roof closed, I would assume, with the hot temperatures in Seattle. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside, 2-1 count. One chop foul, 2-2 count. Dame's in the building. What's good? Yeah, but Busch is still good enough to win like a race. It's not like his whole entire skill set just disappeared altogether, even if he is on a decline. Back. All the way to the wall. What a catch. Wow. Dominic Canzone, what a grab. Nice job by Dominic Canzone. Next up for the Blue Jays, center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's like if you don't have a good pit crew, if you don't have good people, with you, good spotters, you got a good team around you, that makes all the difference. It's one thing to be a good driver and have a good car. Nice pop-up out there into left field of Luke Raley, but, it's not going to be just the driver and the car. It's like you got to make sure you have a good crew chief. You got to have a good tire changer. You got to have a good pit crew. You have to have a good spotter. Have a good management team. Good people surrounding you. And sometimes you can have natural born talent, but again, usually for a driver, they got like more than 100 people that are typically working with them, with the engineers and the pit crew and all of the other individuals that are working on the cars or in the garage or the strategy. So, yeah. Totally agree. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third inning. 0-0 Blue Jays and Mariners. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's get to 100 in the donos, and let's try to get to 20 likes here within the first hour, and then 30 to 50 before the stream ends. Let's see who's up next for the Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Trident's up, baby. Let's go. Batting second, 0 for 1. DHing today for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Hit a 2-run blast yesterday when I was in Seattle. Let's keep it up, Mitch. And batting third, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. 1 for 1. Let's try to go 2 for 2. Let's go, big dumper. Let's go, Cal Raleigh. And I'm glad that he ended up getting signed, but you could definitely tell that Josh Berry, has a lot of potential. Like there's, a few people that are a little younger that you can kind of tell, like Ty Gibbs as well. Like you can tell that they're going to end up winning races sooner than later, regardless of what, team they're on or what brand that they drive. It's like you're getting a few of these guys that they're getting closer and closer. You know, and it's like once you start getting top 10s under your belt, then you start getting a couple top 5s and top 3s, you know eventually that dub is going to come, but you just don't know when it is. I think Barry is very underrated. I think Ty Gibbs is very underrated too. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 1-1 count. You know what? That's so funny that you said that because that's what I was thinking. I think I would rather have Barry than Briscoe as well. I mean, there's only one Chase that's going to dominate, and that's Chase Elliott. You know, not that Briscoe's terrible, but I think Barry's upside is better. You know. Jay in the building. What's good? One-two pitch to JP. Chops that one foul. Let's go, JP. Let's bring that electricity like you did yesterday. We had bases loaded, and you had a bases clearing stand-up double to take the lead to 5-2 when it was tied up, 2-2. Opened up the whole game, and that was one of the best innings that I've seen all year. Bottom of the third, 0-0, Blue Jays and Mariners. 2-2 pitch from Gaussman and Crawford. Got him. Nice pitch by Kevin. Six and 7 record, 4.75 ERA, but he's playing great here today. 2.1 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 5 Ks. Nice job. Castillo's got 4. Kevin wheeling and dealing. Next up for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Let's go, Mitch. Matt in the building, what's good? You can do your boy a solid and like and retweet the live stream on the Twitter/X and smash that like button. That'll help us get a few more numbers here. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. All right, where are we at? All right, we're at 16. We need 4 more to get to 20. Now we're at 17. Thank you so much. 3 more likes to hit the goal. We got 13 minutes. Appreciate you, Matt. Hopefully you're having a good day. We actually have quite a few Blue Jay fans that will pop in and out, you know, throughout the year. It just kind of depends on what their schedule is and what they're up to. So. But I would say almost on every stream that we do, regardless on who we play, you're going to see fans, come in, because I'm kind of known as the main Oregon Duck and Seattle Mariner live streamer that, covers both of those brands, through and through pretty much almost every game. So, and like I said, we try not to be biased. We just call it right down the middle. So it's not just like a Mariner stream. We try to make it a Mariner and a Blue Jay stream. And we want to appreciate the greatness wherever it's at. If Bo Bichette and Vlad Jr. are playing great, we're not going to hate on them. We want to be able to see greatness. So. One 0 pitch. At the bottom of the zone. The Cal Raleigh 1-1 count. 201 average, 15 homers, and 51 ribbies. So tomorrow's game is on at 1 o'clock. I imagine Emerson Hancock will get the start, but I'll just watch that with Paisley. And then we'll do WWE Money in the Bank, which will be at 4 o'clock Pacific for 3 hours. And then on Sunday, we'll do game number 3 of the Blue Jays and Mariners, and that will be at 1. I know they have a NXT takeover or NXT pay-per-view on Sunday, and then the WWE pay-per-view, the main headliner pay-per-view, is on Saturday. So wrestling pay-per-views on Saturday and Sunday, Mariner games obviously here on Saturday and Sunday as well. Pitch low at the knees, 2-2 count. Pitch is low and outside. 3-2 count. Appreciate you, Captain Oreo. Absolutely. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let's go Mariners. Felix Hernandez, yeah, I'll get you a few. I appreciate you. $10, 90 to go. Thank you for your support. Since I do this full time, it's not just for like shits and giggles, Obviously, I've been full time for 3 years. I've been grinding for 12. And to be full time, I know obviously, some days are going to be better than others, but as long as I'm doing my dream and I have to sacrifice a little bit, on the income, as long as I'm doing what I love to do and I get to spend more time with Paisley, my pup, sometimes those are the sacrifices that you have to make instead of doing a job that you hate and you have a lot of money, but you hate the job that you're doing. So I'll get those propped up for you once we get here into the commercial break. Cal Raleigh walked at first. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Bring that electricity. Trident's up. Let's go, Julio. Clement, throw to first. Wow, Julio, run harder to first base, my guy. The Liv and the Daddy Dom storyline, though, it's all like for show, right? So the storyline is, I think, eventually what they're going to try to do, right? Because they've obviously shown Liv and Dom and the interaction, right? But they've also been showing Liv, obviously, with another wrestler in that particular group as well, with Finn Balor, right? So I would assume that they'll either try to get Liv to be the new leader of Judgment Day to kick out Ripley, since Ripley is injured right now, right? Or at some point, the whole Liv Morgan to Dirty Dom, it's all for show, and it's really her and Finn Balor, right? Those are the ones that want to be like together, and that angle. And then the whole Dom thing is just for show. And then eventually, and when it comes down to it, there'll be some kind of betrayal or something. And then we'll either figure out if Liv ends up leading Judgment Day and Ripley is out, and they kind of, break up the faction up a little bit, or she'll end up screwing Dom over when he has like an opportunity for a belt or something significant. And then we'll end up seeing her with Finn Balor in the same kind of role that she's kind of doing with Dom. Obviously, that's kind of where I'm thinking things are going to go. But yeah, but I think the Balor thing, because like they've shown, if you watch Raw, they've shown certain clips where it's like him and her are in the background, and you always see one of them leaving, even though a majority of it is just her and Dominic Mysterio. So I feel like there's a lot of foreshadowing, and if you've watched a lot of wrestling in the past, sometimes you got to keep your eye on the stuff in the background where it might not be as noticed early on, and you have to pay attention. But I would assume it's just, that's the angle that they're going, to make it look like she's so into, this particular person. But in reality, her and Finn are scheming the whole time to either be like love interests on the show, or to be able to work together to be able to, get, some championships or, more notoriety for the group or whatnot. So. All right, Mariners in business. Foot went off the bag. Good. Bottom of the third, runners at first and second with 2 outs. 1 out count to Luke Raley. Because I think the Phillies, they believe, they are the best team in the National League besides the Dodgers. There we go, Luke. Go, Cal. Go, Cal. There we go. Nice RBI. 1-0 Mariners. Go, go, go. Yeah, baby. There's Julio. 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. Hell yeah. Nice job, Luke Raley. Nice RBI, double, 2-0 Seattle, baby. Nice job, Luke. Yeah, we'll have to see if that ends up happening at some point or another. Yeah, well, he ended up getting a little banged up yesterday. I went to the game yesterday, and in the outfield when he fell down, it looked like he jammed his hand on his shoulder a little bit. But, yeah, we don't really know if Julio is battling any type of minor injuries. But it just seems like him running to first base a little lazier than normal. It was awesome to be able to see him go for a home run last night to get back on track. End of the third inning with that pop out. But Luke Raley, that nice 2-run RBI double to give us a 2-0 lead. But I think a lot of it with Julio is mental and just effort. But he does look a little bit slower on the bags, I would agree. But some of that might just be effort. I think if he showed effort like Luke Raley, like running the first hard every single time, I feel that more times than not with Julio's speed, that he would be able to run out, maybe 4 plays out of 10, if he just tried, and again, normally when it gets hit into the infield, right to the second baseman or shortstop, you can tell some of these players like give up and they're running like 20%, to first base. But if you run hard, you never know, the bobble, by the second baseman or shortstop might happen. And maybe the throw to first is shitty and then they don't end up completing the play. So, we'll see where it goes, but I don't know if he has, any more lingering injuries besides falling down in the outfield after making a catch yesterday. But Julio, going yard yesterday looked nice. And it was nice to be able to see us break out and not get swept for the very first time by the Baltimore Orioles. I got to hit you with the perfect game. Top of the fourth, 2-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. Felix Hernandez vibes. Let's get it. Appreciate you. Exactly. Pitches outside. 3-0 count. Megan in the building. What's good? Hopefully that ollie time was great. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little cactus shack. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. A walk there for Castillo. Thank you for the like and the share on the Twitter/X as well, Megan. Thank you so much. Shout out to Britt, Matt, and Megan for helping out on that side. Thank you so much. I miss Felix a lot too. I mean, like I said, that was the best player that was on our roster, for quite some time. And then as far as hitters, that were underrated, that were solid for us, I would say Kyle Seager was one of my favorites. And I know a lot of people had him as one of their favorites when we didn't really have anyone, But those are two guys, like we mentioned before in previous streams, if I could add them, to this particular roster and not going as far back as like the Ichiro era, if we're going back within just like 5 to 10 years, those would be the two guys that I would add to this team, just to have that experience, with this kind of roster and being able to understand what it's like to win, Oh, nice. That is exciting. Pitches inside to Bo Bichette. 2-2 count. Come on, Louise. Let's go, baby. 6-9 record, 3.87 ERA. Let's go, Louise. In the box, Bo Bichette. Popped up to J.P. Crawford. One away. There goes Bichette. We'll see if he ends up getting moved before the trade deadline. And another individual the Mariners have their eyes on. DHing today for the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's awesome. Wow, there goes Vlad's bat again. So he lost his bat in the first inning, and then a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. fan caught it, and then now the bat does it again. And it's not broken, he just loses the grip on it. I wonder if that's the same bat that he had in the first inning, and hopefully that fan got compensated if he didn't get to keep the bat that went into the crowd that he caught in the fifth row. That hopefully they gave him a replacement bat or a ball or a glove or a cleat, something cool, you know. Sometimes when the bat's going to the crowd, they let the fan keep it. But other times when it goes into the crowd, they don't. It kind of just depends on the player and I guess how many extra bats they have at that particular game. But that would be definitely one of the best souvenirs that you could get at a game besides a ball. Getting a bat or a batting glove or a cleat for sure, or a jersey. But a bat would be one of the rarest things that you possibly could end up taking home from a game. I ended up seeing an unboxing of the Jaws set that you ended up doing a reserve on for Lego, and obviously, like one of the people obviously associated with Lego that has the connections. You know, they have a few obviously completed box sets that are not available to the public yet, but to be able to see like what it looks like and some of the pieces up close. You know, not just pictures of the box on the front and the back. Pretty cool. Like, you love that movie more than I do, but just that particular set, it's pretty cool. You know, with the shark and the ship and everything else. Like, they did a really good job with that set. Not something that more than likely I'll buy, but if I was like rich, yeah, that would definitely be one that would be on the list if I, was rich. Definitely a very unique set. And we're doing, Shark Fest and Shark Week, obviously, right now as well. Shark Fest just started on Nat Geo just a couple days ago. And then Shark Week, I think, starts Sunday with John Cena. So, top of the fourth, 2-0 Mariners. There goes Vladimir Guerrero Jr. At least he holds onto his bat there. Big swing and a miss. 2 away. Next up for the Blue Jays, catcher Danny Jansen. When you get yours, you're going to build it, right? Because obviously it looks like it just has like, hopefully it has like a flip tap, and you can just like open and tab it. I'm not sure if the box is going to get ruined if you have to open it. Because obviously on some Lego sets, you open the box and the box is compromised once you open the actual box. And then some of them are going to have like a flip tab, on them where you can just like, gently open it up. I think a majority of those Lego ones, though, that box typically gets compromised a little bit once you open it. So, I mean, it'd be cool to have it in the box, but I think it displayed on your desk in front of you would be insane. It would be like something that you could interact with and kind of mess around with and enjoy. I think you get a lot more enjoyment building it and actually having it in front of you. Obviously, it'll be worth more if it's in the box, but sometimes, you got to be able to, play with the collectibles and the toys and see them, firsthand instead of just seeing the pictures on the box itself. So. Pitches outside. 2-2 count to Danny Jansen. Definitely nice to see the Mariners win in Seattle yesterday. It was a lot of driving. The food was good. We ended up getting there early, so first 10,000 fans out of like 40,000. Got a really nice Mariner 4th of July hat. And a lot of times when they do like giveaways for like hats, sometimes they end up being really cool, like bucket hats or straw hats. But when they end up doing snapbacks or probacks, sometimes they're they look really, really good. And sometimes they're like kind of like cheaper, off-brand. It doesn't look good. But the one that I ended up getting yesterday was white. And I have been looking to try to get another Mariner hat. And then the S is kind of themed with like red, white, and blue in the S. And on the back with the snapback, one side of the snapback is red and then the other is blue. Obviously for the USA and 4th of July theme. It is probably the coolest Mariner giveaway hat I've ever seen. So I was real lucky that we ended up getting there early and we both got one. But a lot of fans in the section that I was in didn't get one. But I'll end up wearing it once the heat wave kind of cools down. We're going to have 100 to 103 temperatures for like a week here. So, but I'll definitely wear it on stream here probably in a couple days. Let's go. We'll get a couple more Felix Hernandez here. And a couple more photos for Megan as well. Appreciate the two of you. We're at 15:85 to go. Bottom of the 4th, 2-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch. Fouled off. Hollywood Rojas. Let's go, baby. Canzone. Slide out to center. One away. All right, Dom. Next up, second baseman, Dylan Moore. Go, Dylan. And next up after Dylan Moore, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Big swing and a miss for Demo, 0-1 count. Get you some Stefan once we go into the next commercial. Get a couple more Felix Hernandez for captain as well. Appreciate the two of you so far. Big swing and a miss for Demo. 0-2 count. See where we're at on the likes here. We got 34 people watching, and if the game gets closer, we'll get a few more. We need 3 more likes to hit 20. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Now we're at 18. 2 more to get to 20. And hopefully we can get to 20, and then once we hit there, we'll hopefully be able to hit 30 to 40 if they end up getting a little bit closer. Go, Demo. Bring that electricity, baby. 2-2 pitch fouled off. Count remains 2-2 to Demo. Let's go, baby. Castillo, 4 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Gossman, 3.1 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. 11 Ks combined. Schneider is there. 2 away. Nice pop out to second. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Hollywood. First pitch to Hollywood is low and outside at the knees. 1-0 count. Bottom of the fourth, 2-0 Seattle. Great start here for the Mariners, feeding off that momentum of that amazing 7-3 win in Seattle over the Orioles in game number 3 in that series yesterday. Pitch is outside, right on the corner for a strike. 1-1 count. Very excited for WWE Money in the Bank tomorrow, as well as the Mariners in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, we have an NXT pay-per-view. We got the Chicago Street Race on the NASCAR Cup Series, and well as a lot of Major League Baseball games. You know, one thing that's crazy that I was thinking of, and I saw on socials as well, right? Like with Thanksgiving, we have football. On Christmas, we have the NBA. Why don't they have like a quadruple header on MLB Network or on Fox where they actually showcase nationally broadcast games on the 4th of July? Like they don't have like a double, triple header on Fox, like in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Like they should actually take advantage of, the July 4th holiday, because a lot of people, they're going to watch the fireworks and people are drinking and barbecuing. But I think that if they really wanted to capitalize on ratings, if they ended up doing like a double or triple header on MLB Network or Fox or both, and like promoted those games, I think that they would actually get a lot more ratings than they think. And it would be kind of like a celebration for baseball. Because I think on 4th of July, that's what most people feel that is, what's going on. The NHL season has ended. The NBA season has ended. So really the only thing going on that at that time is what? The Nathan's hot dog eating contest, right? Normally with Joey Chestnut, but obviously a new winner this year since they banned him. And obviously baseball. So the people that are handling the MLB, they need to do a better job, and kind of showcase the product. 2-2 pitch. Rojas. Yeah, baby. There we go. Stand-up double by Hollywood Josh Rojas, baby. Nice job, Hollywood. You're my boy. You're my boy, Blue. Nice job. Way to be electric, Rojas. Doesn't matter if you're batting in the 1 or the 2 hole or all the way down in the 9 hole. I can rely on you, and you could not even really have to argue about it. He's probably the most reliable hitter on the Mariners this year. The best clutch hitter would obviously be Cal in the 7th inning and beyond, 7th, 8th, and 9th. But I think Hollywood Josh Rojas is the most consistent hitter that we've had, so far up to this point. Let's go, baby. First pitch to J.P. Crawford. Pitch is outside. 1-0 count. I love J.P. Crawford's personality. I think that if I was going to be able to pick a player to be able to hang out with outside, baseball, like go, have a meal with or talk to or have a beer or like a drink or whatever, like JP is so down to earth. If you ever seen him in interviews and whatnot, he's probably got the best personality on the team as far as just being easygoing, non-judgmental, and just kind of go with the flow type of guy. Really respectful to everyone. A really cool dude. His interviews are top notch, 10 out of 10 every time. And he watches a lot of programs and reads and whatnot too. So it's like, if you ended up talking to him about any random thing, aliens or whatever, he'll have a comment or a theory behind it. I love his interviews. 2-1 pitch from Gossman to Crawford. Yeah, so with the hot dog eating contest, they ended up banning him because I think he ended up signing a deal with another rival hot dog company that was like vegan or whatever that he was getting money for. And so Nathan's decided to ban him. And so they, got a new winner this year. But he ended up doing another contest through like another company and he ended up winning that. But kind of stupid, it's usually like him or like Kobayashi back in the day. But I guess the Glizzies, I guess there's a little rivalry and a war with the Glizzies. JP Crawford fouled back. Count remains 3-2. But there's a lot of money, involved if you're a famous, competitive eater. If you're just a rando competitive eater, unless you're getting first place, you're not probably looking at sponsorships or endorsements and extra things to make money. But I mean, especially if you end up being the top dog year in and year out, almost every year. Joey Chestnut, Glizzy King. We're at 15, 85 to go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. See where we're at on the likes. One more like to get to 20. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Thank you to whoever that was. If that was you, Jay, or someone else, thank you so much. We're at 20. Now we want to try to hit the next goal of trying to get to 30 to 50 before the game ends, and I think we can do that. At the very least, I know we'll be able to get to 30 because if the Blue Jays catch up in this game, we should get a little spike in viewership in the 7th inning and beyond. So, bottom of the 4th, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack bang bang. $10 holla from one of our goats. And we really appreciate you very, very much. Your support for me and Paisley is unmatched. Thank you so much for being who you are. And again, with all the things that are going on in your life, sometimes things get a little tough mentally and physically. But one thing that I know is that if you can afford it and you have the time and the effort, you're always going to go the extra distance for me, just like I go for you. And I really appreciate you very much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang bang. Let me know what you want for photos, and I got you. I'm gonna get, I'll get some Stefan up for you. I'm gonna grab a couple Felix Hernandez for Captain Oreo. Captain Oreo, if there's another player that you want other than Felix, type it in the chat, and I'll see if I can find someone else if you want someone else, and then we'll cater to Megan's needs there next as well. Bottom of the 4th, 2-0. Marinez, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Next up, 0 for 2. Hit a home run yesterday, Mitch Garver. Mitch Garver definitely doing much better than Jorge Polanco, considering our new guys. And not playing Polanco yesterday was the key, and we ended up winning the game. And Ryan Bliss ended up getting the start. So everything ended up working out for us yesterday. Let's go. Pitch low, in the zone for a strike, 1-2 count. We're at 25, 75 to go. Come on, Garv. Garv is the backup catcher now. He's DHing, most of the time, but he's starting to see the baseball a little bit better than he did in April and May. Thank God. Because again, we just want to be able to have someone consistent in the DH spot, and that doesn't just strike out and pop up and ground out. You want to be able to get an occasional home run here and there, and someone that can actually get singles, doubles, and triples. And it's nice to see Garv starting to heat up a little bit. Still nowhere near where we need him, but he still ends up coming up with plays every 3 to 4 games. So now if we can get that to make plays every other game, then we're going to be in business. But he's definitely doing better than he did at the beginning of the year. Big swing and a miss, struck him out. Let's get a couple Felix Hernandez's here. Captain Oreo. get you one more. Yeah, baby. Swag. We'll go into Megan's favorites. Appreciate you. Exciting to see the new regime for the Seahawks and the Kraken. It's going to be a lot of fun watching those two teams here in the future. Just unfortunate that we ended up having to have Hack and Pete replaced. But for the individuals that they brought in, we'll have to wait and see how it's going to be. But at least the initial, just looking at it on paper and the overall vibes, I feel the vibes are pretty good for most, I think, fans in the Pacific Northwest. Even if you are a little sad to see Pete and Hack go, I'm excited to see what the new guys can bring to these organizations for the Seattle Kraken and the Seattle Seahawks. Top of the fifth, 2-0 Seattle. Next up is Dalton Varsho. Varsho, line drive to Canzone, one away. There we go. Nice double photo here of Varsho, but no dice with the base hit. Next up, second baseman, who looks like a mechanic, Davis Schneider. I love the stash, and I love the goggles, baby. Let's go Mariners. Yeah, so awesome that they're the diversity, being able to hire, different people, different colors of race. Obviously, getting the females involved in sports is awesome to see, and like I said, and that'll be a trend-setting thing, where you're going to see other females now get hired because Seattle, wanted to be able to reward someone they thought that was a good fit for the position. And now we're going to see a spike of more, females getting hired. And it's probably not going to be a bunch, at least not right away. But I imagine we're going to start to see more females trickled in, on the baseball, basketball, football, hockey side with different positions to be able to excel and to help the team and the organization, which is cool. Popped up, 2 away. Schneider flied out to right. Oh, that's exciting. Next up, right fielder Addison Barger. 0 for 1. Let's see if we can make it 0 for 2. Top of the fifth, 2 outs, 2-0 Mariners. 1-0 pitch from Castillo. Pitch is outside. Called a strike, but should have been a ball. 1 count, was like 2 feet off the plate. One pitch. Right there, close to the zone. Should have been a ball, but called strike. 1-2 count. Crack the skulls. 1-2 pitch. Jam the hitter. Barger popped up. France converging. Got him. There we go. 3 up and 3 down. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Mariners. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Luis Castillo. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 1 with a run and a base on ball. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. 1 for 2 with a run and a K. Home run yesterday. Let's go, Julio. And batting third, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. MVP today, left fielder, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. Appreciate you. Gotta squeeze in those largents. You can throw some Pete's in for you too, if you'd like. You just let me know. You type in the chat and I got you. I gotta delete some of these other ones, make some more room. Next up here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 5th, 1 for 1 with a single, walk, and a run. 0-1 count to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Pitch is low and into the dirt, 1-1 count. Yeah, I'll get you some Zorn here throughout the commercial breaks. I got you. 1-1 pitch. From Gossman to Raleigh, 2-1 count. All right, we're at 20 likes. We need 5 more to get to 25, 10 more to get to 30. We're at 21 now. Back. Wow. Upper deck? Holy cow. That's a souvenir. 9 more likes to 30. Again, shout out to Megan, Matt, and Brittany for helping out on the Twitter/X side. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. Love you. Appreciate you. Hope you had a good 4th of July. 2-2 pitch. And there goes Cal Raleigh. 1 away. It's okay, Cal. Normally you do most of your damage in the 7th inning and beyond, so that's all right. He'll still have a chance to get another hit or 2 before the game's over. Next up, in the cleanup role for the first time in 2024, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Nice to see him go yard yesterday, and hopefully he can keep things on track. Let's go, J-Rod. Julio popped up a mile to the shortstop, Bo Bichette, 2 away. Wish he would have been a little bit more patient at that at-bat, but it's Julio. Next up, left fielder Luke Raley. One of my favorite players on the Mariners this year. It's all about consistency, baby. Good job, Luke. Let's go. Pitch is outside, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1-1 count. Strike zone is very big here for this particular ump, supposedly. Yeah, usually for 4th of July, I feel it's kind of like an overrated holiday for a lot of people, where there's always this like big expectation of the party being great or the fireworks show being amazing. And you have all these plans and all of this excitement building up. And then when the actual day comes and then you end up going to the show or meeting up with people, sometimes it ends up being like a great day, right? And you have great memories, but other times it ends up underwhelming. Whether the show ends up being a drone show instead of a fireworks show, or the party ended up not being good, or the fireworks show wasn't good, and you thought it was going to be an hour and it ended up being only 15 minutes. But I'll tell you what, going to Seattle yesterday, and even though it was a 3.5-hour drive there and back, and it was a long day, we left at 7:45, and I got back around 8 o'clock in the evening. It was probably the best 4th of July I've ever had. And even with that being said, it's not like I ended up setting off any fireworks of my own. I mean, obviously in the neighborhood, there was plenty that were going off, but Paisley obviously was a little scared with that. But, going to see the Mariners play, I didn't get a ball, but I did get close. We got an amazing snapback, giveaway for a hat, 4th of July. And it's a nice one, too. It's a white Mariner hat, and I've never owned a white Mariner hat usually because, you don't want to have that sweat ring. But if I got, like, do-rags and bandanas underneath, then I can keep it pristine. To be able to actually not get swept and win, and to be able to see Julio hit a homer in person was awesome. And J.P. Crawford with that bases-loaded double to clear the bases, to get it to 2-2 to 5-2, and then Garb to go with a 2-run blast to make it 7-2, and then they got a cheap single solo blast late. But 4 home runs, 2 by the Mariners, 2 by the Orioles, 7-3 final, and a lot of times we can't even get to 4 or 5 runs. So to be able to have a game like that was pretty amazing. Memories that I'll never forget. DXPO in the building, what's good? Man, it was amazing, bro. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack bang bang. If you end up having me on social, on Instagram or Twitter/X, you can see a couple of the photos that I took. But I actually took a photo of Julio right before he hit the home run. So I got a couple of him in the box swinging. I have one of Cal Raleigh in the box. Took a picture of Maurice, the Mariner Moose. Obviously pictures in the intro, while they're standing up when they're, doing like the whole God Bless America and the national anthem and whatnot. And it was a great time, man. Had good food. And then on our way home, ended up leaving the stadium, and we were looking for something to kind of cap off the day. And we didn't really want McDonald's or like Wendy's or anything like that. And we ended up finding in some random town a Popeyes that was still open barely, like it was going to close within an hour. And I don't know what it is about Washington Popeyes compared to Oregon, but that Washington location was money. Bang, got him at first, one away. But I had a strawberry Fanta, which I haven't had in like probably 6 months to a year. Amazing. Orange Fanta is incredible, but strawberry Fanta is just ridiculous if you don't have it often. Flavor is just ridiculous. And then I ended up having one of their chicken sandwiches, and then we did a mac and cheese. And out of a scale of 1 to a 10, 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing, it was an 11. I was shocked, man. Like, I don't know. Sometimes when you go to places like that, or like a Chick-fil-A, it'll be really, really good. But again, it all depends if the bun is made and if it's been sitting under a heat lamp or not. But luckily, there was nobody in line at this location and into some random janky town. But luckily, the Popeyes was still open at like 7 o'clock in the evening. I think they were going to close at 8. So everything worked out, man. Got a souvenir, got a really sick snapback hat. Almost got a ball for my friend, but a kid got it instead of an adult, so I can live with that. If I don't end up getting a ball and I'm chasing after one and a kid ends up getting it instead of me, I got no problems with that. It's just that if you get some kind of like drunk, adult, kind of being an asshole, which we did have one of those sitting behind us and whatnot, but that's a story for another day. Kiermaier, back, gone! Wow, they get on the board. Luis Castillo, perfect until here in the 6th inning. And Kiermaier with a solo dinger to right 379 feet. I think we have a 2-0 lead and now 2-1. All right, Kevin, I see you. At least it was just a solo shot and not a 2-run blast to tie it up. We still have a lead, so I'll take that. Next up, first baseman Spencer Horwitz. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos. If there's anything specific you want to see, I got you. But probably the best 4th of July that I've ever had. The food was good. We ended up eating a burger and garlic fries at the venue at T-Mobile, and it was money. It was pretty good. So, tried to be able to, and we had plenty of snacks up there too. My buddy went to Costco Winco a couple days before, so we had, teriyaki sticks, beef jerky, sour Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, honey roasted peanuts. I mean, you name it, he had it in the bag. So, I mean, we had plenty of snacks and plenty of food, and a lot of times we'll end up staying there overnight, or we'll end up drinking or partying a little bit. But since we were doing so much driving, I figured that I would be respectful and not try to drink if he wasn't going to be drinking, so that way we could just be kind of like sober and enjoying the game together. We had a great time. Like, I didn't even really have a want to drink, but I'll tell you, we were in the 10th row, right off first base in section 119, and we had no shade, and it was hot as shit, man. It was probably like 80, 85, but it felt a little bit warmer, and I definitely got a sunburn on my arms and legs and on my neck a little bit, but I know the foul ball area is about row 15 to row 20, and in that section, if we was sat back about 5 or 10 rows back, I think I would have gotten a ball or two, because there was quite a few that went back there, like 4. And I only had one that was kind of near me. But even with that being said, I was in the aisle and I had to run up like 4 steps, like 4 rows. So like the ball ended up landing in row 14 or 15. But with that being said, I ran up quick, and it was between me and a kid. And the kid had the inside position, and it was reaching underneath an adult seat. So probably not ideal for an adult like me to be reaching underneath an adult seat for a ball. But if a kid does it, it's a little bit more accepted. So I didn't have any problem, not getting the ball. I mean, I've already gotten 3 in like 8 games, so I'm already doing good there. But I wanted to get a ball from my friend Justin because he's never gotten one. Little dribbler, double play. Got him! Nice double play by the Mariners there, leaving one stranded. Luis Castillo, you gave up the homer, but we're okay. 2-1 Mariners. Oh, nice. But that was the first time I think I've seen Julio go yard at a game. I think that was probably my first one. I think I've been to, maybe 8, 9, 10 games total. And I think I've seen 8 wins and only 2 losses. But that was the first time I've seen Julio go yard, and it was amazing. And he's been on a slump. So to be able to see him get out of the slump, Gunnar Henderson ended up hitting a 2-run blast to give them a 2-0 lead early. But I think the Mariner fans, we didn't get worried. We knew it was the 4th of July. Everyone was in good spirits. And then, Julio ended up hitting the home run to make it 2-1. Then it was 2-2. Then J.P. Crawford ended up having that, bases clearing when it was bases loaded. He had a stand-up double that brought in 3. That made it 5-2. And then Garv ended up hitting a 2-run blast to make it 7-2. And then they ended up having a home run solo blast late to make it 7-3. But, to get our ass kicked by the Twins, and then to get our ass kicked by the Orioles, and then to go up to that game, in the first game, the Mariners only had 2 hits. And then the second game, they only had like 5 or 6 and ended up putting up a run, and first game was like nothing. So to go from like nothing, 1 run to like 7 runs, and then to be actually there at the game was pretty sweet, man. Core memory unlocked, and great memories with me and my best friend, Justin. And then when he ended up getting back to my house, I hooked him up with 5 Julio rookie cards that I have, because I have a bunch. So I ended up giving him 4 that were kind of inexpensive, worth $5 to $15 each. But then I did give him, I have an Arizona Fall League patch that's like the thickness of like 5 or 6 cards into one. And that's worth about $100, 120. So I figured eventually I'll give him a Julio autographed graded card, but I figured, 3 or 4, regular rookie cards and then a game used Arizona Fall League patch, from like 3 years before he got called up in like 2019. I thought that would be a nice little gift, something that he could remember the day from. So anytime I can end up, passing over some of my collection to my best friend, I'm going to end up burying some of it for like a treasure hunt because I have so much, but my best friend will end up getting a chunk of my collection. So, because I know he's not going to sell it, he'll appreciate it. And we have a lot of the same teams that we follow. So, and me and him are going to try to get to a Kraken game at some point, this upcoming season or next year as well. No, they won't be talking about the Yankee struggles because, you got Judge, you got Soto, you got Giancarlo Stanton. And even if they get passed by the Orioles, they still have guys that can hit and pitch, and again, out of all the 6 good quality teams in the American League, the Mariners are the only ones that can't hit. Yankees, Orioles, right? Guardians, Twins, Royals, all of them can hit. The Mariners are really the only one that can't hit consistently. So even if, the Yankees or Orioles or Guardians have a slump at some point in the season, no one will talk about it the same way like the Mariners slump. It's kind of different, Their team batting average is better, and those other teams that I mentioned have guys that are batting 300 or higher. The Mariners' highest batting average is like someone that's batting like 260. So that, a little bit different of a scenario. Yeah, you got to go. It happens. But the thing is, even when we give up home runs or RBIs, if you really look at it, a lot of times we're at 0. And when we end up getting down 2-0, 3-0, it's not like we're getting blasted 8-0 every fucking game or 10-0. They're putting up runs and hits like what you should get in a baseball game. It just makes it tough when you can't hit and the confidence is a little low. And then all of a sudden the other team is up 2-0 or 3-0, but it feels like 6-0. And then you don't really have enough production to come back late in games. But yesterday's game was phenomenal. The energy in the building was awesome. And then they also dropped off the glizzies from the roof, with the little parachute. I only had one that got kind of close to me. I would have loved to get a free glizzy, but ended up, the wind was blowing them, off to a different direction and whatnot. But hell of an experience going up yesterday, and also to be able to see a dub. Gunnar Henderson homer, Julio homer. It was awesome. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Mariners, runner at first with 2 outs. Gossman's at 100 pitches. He'll be out soon. Next up, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go Hollywood. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's go. Let's try to get to 30 likes. Pitches out on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 count. One pitch to Hollywood Rojas. Let's go, Maurice. Let's get it going, baby. One-two pitch. And there goes Rojas. Damn it. Nice outing by Gossman. 6-7 record with an ERA of 4.75. Let's take a look at his final numbers. So 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 Ks. But again, we usually give up 10 to 15 Ks every day. So, we just have to be able to find a way to get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And even if we strike out 10 to 15 times, we're still going to end up getting the dub. The only times that we're going to lose is if we put up obviously 0 to 3 runs.
unless we end up winning a close 2-1 or 3-2 game. We have been good in extra inning games and one-run games this year. But again, we got to get to 4 runs and 7 to 10 hits most of the time. Otherwise, we're going to take more L's. Let's go. Julio's here for DXPO. My boy DX. But I told my friend Justin before the game started that I did have a feeling that Julio was going to go yard, on the 4th of July. What a better way to do something big in front of the fans when you've been struggling like that. And you found the right pitch on that 0-2 count, and it definitely sparked the momentum that we needed to end up coming back and winning that game yesterday. But we were very happy to see Julio have some success. And again, everything is going to get magnified when the team is struggling or when a player is struggling. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to take the good, the bad, and the ugly. And Julio's our guy. So, and we're going to support him through and through. I know some Mariner fans won't, or they're going to, be mad that we paid as much as we did. But, again, there's going to be moments that Julio does things that only a few other players can do, like maybe a Judge or an Ohtani. But at least this year, he hasn't been up to par in his first 2 years, winning Rookie of the Year and going 30-30 last year with stolen bases and home runs. But, he still can be an impact guy, later in summer, and hopefully he can end up getting to 15 to 20 home runs. He'll get probably 30 stolen bases. And even if it ends up being like a 18 home run season, but if he ends up being healthy and hot, late in the regular season as we're going to the playoffs, it might not matter. We just want to be able to have him play healthy, play hot, and be happy out there. Because when Julio's happy, he's going to play better. It's hard to be happy when you've been on a slump like he's been in 2024. So, Vlad Jr. struck out swinging. There we go, one away. I like that. La Piedra, baby. Mariner Moose loves that. Nice job, Castillo. Down goes Vlad. Next up for the Blue Jays, catcher Danny Jansen. Yeah, I figured I would send you that Moose photo. Lauren with the like and share. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Lauren. 2-0 pitch. Pitches outside. 3-0 count. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X. Shout out to Lauren, Megan, Matt, and Brittany for the like and the share. Appreciate y'all. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 3-1 count to Jansen. And let's see where we're at. We're at 22 likes. We need 8 more before the game ends to hit the goal to at least get to 30. Now we're at 24. We need 6 more people before the game ends in 3 innings to be able to get to 30. I think we can do that, especially if the Blue Jays tie it up or if it gets a little bit closer. True North Trident with the like and the share. Appreciate you on the Twitter/X. Do your boy a solid and smash the like button also. We want to get somewhere between 30 and 40. Let's go. We're at 35, 65 to go. And obviously I got bills coming up, obviously, for the internet and whatnot, and Paisley. There we go. Nice punch out by Castillo. Another one. Nice job, Louise. It's always good when we can end up getting, a 7 to 10 kind of K opportunity out of our pitchers. 8 Ks for Castillo. And for a lot of our pitchers, it seems like, getting 8, 9, 10 Ks was attainable in 2022 and 2023. But this year, things have kind of dropped off where most of our starting pitching staff is getting 4 to 7 Ks and they're getting a lot of pop-ups and ground outs. And that's fine as long as at the end of the day that we're winning. But it would be nice to be able to see, a couple of the Mariners starters, whether it be Castillo, Gilbert, Kirby, Wu, Miller, or Hancock, get 8, 9, 10 Ks once in a while. 0-2 pitch into the dirt. 1-2 count to Dalton Varsho. DXPO with the like. Appreciate you. One-two pitch to Varsho. This would be a huge win. We got to get 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays. Top of the 7th, 2-1 Mariners. Runners at nobody on base. 2 outs, 2-2 pitch. Pitch is inside. 3-2 count. Count is full. For a second there, I thought someone was on base, but that was just an error through the broadcast. $50 wins would be dope. I mean, we only need 2 more. We get 1 here today. We play tomorrow. I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to win with Emerson Hancock on the mound tomorrow, coming off AAA, right? But maybe on Sunday we can win. But you never know. Maybe we'll sweep the Blue Jays. Maybe we can start a little streak because we're going to end up going against the Padres, and that's going to be tough. That's a wild card team, and the Padres might be the only team in the National League that could beat the Dodgers or the Phillies in a 7-game series if everything went right for them. I'm not sure if the Brewers, or the Cardinals or some of those other teams, or Atlanta, with no Strider and no Acuna could do it. But the Padres are a very good team that I think people sleep on. And I think that if the Padres went one-on-one with the Brewers or the Braves or Cardinals, I wouldn't be surprised if the Padres came out on top. We'll kind of wait as the season goes along, but I think the Padres are definitely a sleeper team in the National League. Here goes Luis Castillo to the dugout. See what his final numbers were. Nice job, Luis. All right, Luis Castillo goes to the bullpen. His night is over. 6.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks. Solid game for Luis Castillo. Nice job. Nice job, La Piedra, baby. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health, addiction, depression, anxiety. These are things that a lot of us go through on the daily or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine, exercise a little bit more, eat healthier, listen to music. You do those 3 basic things every day, you'd be really surprised that you come out of the darkness a lot quicker, and then your mental health can be recovered and fixed, and then you can end up winning the day. Big facts. Let's go, baby. Blue Jays, Mariners, top of the 7th with 2 outs, runner at first. Seattle up 2-1. Let's go, M's. Should be a big game to win. No, I don't think Julio's back after one good game, but it was just nice to be able to see him go yard and have a double and kind of seem like he was, locked in. It's going to be a grind. He's definitely not back. You'll know when Julio is back, when he has 4 or 5 consecutive games of 2 hits or more, and then, impact plays, running the bags a little better, making some defensive no fly zone, robbing home runs and whatnot. So, one good game, doesn't mean that he's back whatsoever. But again, it's at least a good sign, for being a Seattle Mariner fan. It's better than him not hitting a homer and not being an impact guy. So, all right, sounds good, brother. Appreciate you. We got Austin Voth on the mound. And Davis Schneider in the box. Pitches inside and high, 2-0 count. Love the mustache, love the goggles. Looks like some guy that would be changing your oil. Second baseman, Davis Schneider. We're at 35, 65 to go. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. 2-1 count. Again, we'll be doing the WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific. So come hang out with your boy. If you guys are wrestling fans, we need 6 more likes to get to 30. And I'll watch the Mariner game at 1 o'clock tomorrow with Paisley. We'll do WWE Money in the Bank for 3 hours starting at 4 o'clock Pacific tomorrow. And then I will do the rubber match, the 1 o'clock game on Sunday for Mariners and Blue Jays. Got him. Austin Voth, baby. Tying run stranded. We like that. Nice job by Austin Voth to get us out of that inning. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. And the 7th inning is the best inning for the Mariners overall. Out of innings 1 through 9, we have the most hits, home runs, RBIs, the most production in the 7th inning. And then the 8th and the 9th are very good innings for us as well, because usually we struggle against starting pitching. And then once the bullpen guys come in, we fucking rake and we come back. So I'm excited to see what we have here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Let's go Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and 2 Ks. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up. Let's go, JP. You are an awesome two-way player. We love you. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K. DHing this evening, Mitch Garver. And obviously, he struggled early on, but at least he's not doing as bad as Jorge Polanco. I feel like Garver is slightly turning the page and turning the corner. And batting third, catcher, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Big Dumper. Let's go, Cal. 1 for 2. Let's go 2 for 3. Go, Cal. This is your inning. Let's get it, baby. Let's go, baby. Mariner Moose in effect. Let's get it. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's go. Go, baby. 4 more likes to get to 30. If you're just into the room, help your boy out. 4 more to hit the goal. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 Mariners. Nate Pearson on the mound. We should be able to get some production off of him. There we go. Nice job, JP. That bases clearing double yesterday was crazy to see in person. And when JP is hot, it usually trickles over to Julio. Nice job, JP Crawford. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Nice job. Next up, DHing for Seattle, Mitch Garver. Let's go, Mitch. Reflect with the fiber. Appreciate you, bud. How are you? I hope you had a great 4th of July with your family. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little cactus jack bang bang. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or photos, and I got you. Got to win 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, with the Padres looming right after them. And I believe the Padres series is on the road, not at home, so it'll be very difficult, and we might only win 1 out of 3 in San Diego. So we're at 40, 60 to go. Big swing and a miss. There goes Mitch Garver, 1 away. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. The best clutch hitter for the Mariners, 7th inning and beyond. And the best inning for the Seattle Mariners is the 7th inning. And we're going to try to have a good 7th inning here again. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to go to too many games throughout the year, usually like 1 or 2. But to be able to see the Baltimore Orioles in person, pretty crazy, man. And just to feel those vibes there with the 4th of July crowd, I mean, it was awesome. But again, out of like the 9 or 10 games that I've been to, I've only seen 1 or 2 losses. Almost every time I go, we win. So, and I'm really happy that they didn't shit the bed and put up 2 hits and no runs like they did in game number 1 on, what was it, like Wednesday or Tuesday? So that was good. That felt good that, they ended up at least putting up some production. Tuesday, no runs, 2 hits. Wednesday, they put up 1 run, 4 to 5 hits. So to have 7 runs, 4 home runs, 2 from the Mariners, 2 from the Orioles, it was better than that we could have anticipated. I think my buddy predicted a 3-2 finish. Mariners win. I said 4-3, and it ended up being 7-3. So there we go. Awesome. Enjoy yourself, Jacob. Let's go. Have fun tomorrow. Nice job, Cal. Always coming up big in the 7th inning. Cal Raleigh, that's my guy. Next up, big dumper to Julio Rodriguez. And this is the first time Julio has been in the cleanup role. Batting in the 5 hole yesterday, it worked. And now he's in the 4 hole. And maybe that's where we need to be putting Julio. I know when he was struggling, we could put him at the 7, but maybe putting him at the 4 and the 5, even though we thought 6 and 7 would be like a punishment, but maybe putting him at the 4 and 5, alternating, between those 2 spots might be a better fit. So, yeah, I didn't get a ball, but I did get close. But I also had a drunk guy that had his son with him that was trying to like box me out, even though I paid for an aisle seat, But again, I had one really good chance where I sprinted up about 5 rows, and it was me and a kid that, were going to get the ball, and the kid had the inside position reaching underneath an adult seat. So, and I'm totally okay with a kid getting a ball if I don't get it. It just depends on if it's going to be another adult. Julio popped up. Our show is there, 2 away. Next up, left fielder, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. But luckily, there wasn't too many like annoying people, in our section besides that guy that was sitting behind me. But the weird thing is like, if you want your son to get a ball and he's kind of young and whatnot, right? Like, you should go for the ball, right? And like give it to your son, not try to have your son compete with a bunch of kids and adults to get a ball, especially if it's a younger kid. So obviously this is not very good parenting, and the guy was drunk and being loud and being an asshole, and whatnot. But, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, him or his son didn't get a ball, but he ended up getting autographs from like Haniger on a hat and whatnot. So, I mean, for, to bring his son to his first game, to be able to get a couple autographs is not common, unless you're in the right section in the front row and you get lucky enough. Julio was only 10 rows in front of us, and Julio took the time to sign, about 15 to 20 autographs in 2 separate sections. So that was cool to see and whatnot. But, the last thing I need is some drunk guy trying to box me out when I'm trying to be able to get a ball for my friend. But it is what it is. And at the end of the day, with his behavior and the way that he was, he didn't get a ball, and another kid ended up getting one. So, it ended up working out. So. Kenny in the building, what's good? Reflect in the building, what's good? Jacob in the building, what's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's try to get to 30 likes. And I got some really cool photos, too, from the game. Julio, right before he hit the home run. Cal Raleigh. We need 3 more likes to get to 30. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're at 28 now. I'm not sure if that was Kenny or not, but I appreciate you. 2 more likes to hit the goal, to hit 30. Let's go. We got 46 people watching. We got Emerson Hancock tomorrow, 3-3 record, 4.79 ERA against Julio Rodriguez, who's 0-3 with a 4.63 ERA. So if Hancock can do well, we might be able to sweep him. And then on Sunday, we got Kirby going against Jose Barrios, which will be much tougher. So we'll see where it goes. But we'll be doing WWE Money in the Bank at 4 o'clock Pacific, and I'll just watch the Mariner game with Paisley tomorrow. And then we will live stream the 3rd game of the Blue Jays and Mariners at 1 o'clock Pacific with Barrios and George Kirby on the mound. Bottom of the 7th, runners at first and second with 2 outs. Genesis Cabrera on the mound against Mitch Haniger. Go, Hanny. Pitch is low and inside. 2-0 count to Haniger. Yeah, I don't like them taking out Luke Raley. I don't like that at all. And he went 1 for 3. It's not like he went 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. It's just sometimes they do it based off right-handed pitchers and left-handed pitchers. And so since Luke Raley is a left-handed hitter, right, that's why they brought in Haniger as a righty. Yeah, great time. Probably the best 4th of July that I've ever had, Reflect. And I feel like, for me personally, 4th of July is kind of an overrated holiday. I've had some good ones, but I think I've had a lot of disappointment, and the 4th of July holiday. Either the driving, the fireworks, the party, whatever it may end up being. Like, you have like these high expectations of the 4th of July being this magical holiday. And in just my personal life, I don't know, I think I've had more average to bad 4th of Julys than really good ones. So to be able to make some core memories and go to a Mariner game to see the Orioles, that might be the only game I see all year, unless my buddy gets seats again. It was definitely worth it. And we ended up winning, right? First 10,000 fans out of the 40,000 ended up getting a really sick 4th of July Mariner white snapback. And I'll end up wearing it maybe tomorrow. I mean, we have a heat wave here in Oregon of 100 to 103 for like a week. But I will wear it at some point, maybe tomorrow. Well, actually, tomorrow we're doing the WWE Money in the Bank, so I'll probably end up wearing it, maybe on the Sunday stream, possibly, sometime soon. But it's like got a red, white, and blue S. The hat overall is white. And then on the back, the snapback part, one piece of it is red and the other piece is blue. It's a fire hat. I haven't seen too many giveaways as far as hats are concerned that I would actually buy and purchase on my own. So, end of the 7th inning, 2-1 Mariners. Feels like the Mariners have pretty good control of this, but again, we got 2 innings left to decide who's going to win. But I feel that we could win 2 out of 3, but if we win tomorrow with Hancock, we might be able to sweep them. And again, that would be a great, way to kind of bounce back after having a shitty series against the White Sox on the road, a shitty series against the Marlins, a shitty series against the Rays, getting our ass kicked at home by the Twins, getting our ass kicked in the first 2 games by the Orioles, but winning yesterday, thank God. Maybe I'm a good luck charm. Maybe I need to be in Seattle permanently. And then obviously off to a good start here against the Blue Jays. And then we got the Padres after that on the road, which will not be easy. So far, so good, though. Yeah, but the main reason that they ended up doing it is because of the left-handed pitcher. You know, if they still had a right-handed pitcher that came up in the bullpen, I don't think really would have got replaced. So it is what it is. We still got a 2-1 lead. No, I live in Oregon. But I was really shocked on how clean the hat is. Like, if that hat was at a hat store, like, I would consider buying it. I mean, I don't usually buy white hats because they'll get destroyed with the sweat ring. But if I end up wearing bandanas, Mariner bandanas and do-rags underneath, I don't have to worry about the sweat ring. And I should be able to keep that hat pretty clean. I don't think I'm going to wear it outside that often. Maybe just wear it for streams only. So definitely excited to show you guys the new lid, and hopefully it'll give us some good luck moving forward. Next up for the Blue Jays, right fielder Addison Barger. Victor Robles in left field. Oh, if Portland ended up getting, like, let's say the A's and they didn't go to Vegas, no, I would still be a Seattle Mariner fan. I've been following them since I was like 3 years old, and I'm 42. So, I've already invested almost, 40 years of my life, into this team, meeting Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. and, having those memories and following, Edgar Martinez and Randy Johnson and Ichiro and now Julio, Cal, Gilbert, and Kirby. So, yeah. I mean, I would go to games if they were in Portland for sure, to be able to watch not only the Portland team, but the also visiting teams coming in, but I will never take my loyalty away from the Mariners. I mean, I'm the everyday Mariner YouTube streamer. I'm going to be the one that's going to be the most well-known. So, yeah, definitely not going to turn my back on them. I will always be a Mariner fan, Kraken fan, Blazer fan, Duck fan, and Buck fan. The teams will never change. Big swing and a miss for Barger. Got him. There goes Stanek. Lauren in the building. What's good? There goes Addison Barger. 1 away. Next up, third baseman Ernie Clement. Let's go, Stanny. One-0 pitch. Clement right to Rojas. Throw to France. 2 away. Hell yeah. There we go. There goes Barger. There goes Clement. And now instead of the Kevin Kiermaier, even though he ended up having a home run, they decided to bring in George Springer. That's a questionable move. After a guy that ended up hitting the home run, the only home run they've had today. Interesting move by the Blue Jays here. I'm not sure if I would have done that. If I'm a Blue Jay fan here, I don't know if that's the right move, but George Springer getting the boo birds just like Jose Altuve and some of the other former Houston Astros like Carlos Correa. When he came to town, he got the boo birds as well. Even if it's been a few years. But I wouldn't have brought, even though George Springer is a name, I wouldn't have brought him in for Kiermaier. And no dribbler. J.P. Crawford, throw to France. 3 up and 3 down, baby. Let's go. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Let's go, baby. That was a big mistake for the Blue Jays. And not saying that Kiermaier was going to homer again, which he probably wouldn't have, but you might have been able to get a base hit and keep the momentum going. And then once you have Kiermaier after he's done, Then if you want to be able to have like Horowitz, replace for Springer for a base, opportunity, base knock opportunity, so be it. But it is what it is. That was their mistake. It's hard to be able to have a guy sitting for 2.5 hours, and then all of a sudden he's supposed to go into the game and then just make magic happen. Even if you're a notable name like Springer, still kind of tough. All right, let's see who's up next for the Mariners. Appreciate the like, sub, donate, comment, share. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3 with a K, first baseman, Ty France. Batting second, 0 for 3, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a K, second baseman, Demo Dylan Moore. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's go. Yeah, Springer has not been good this year, and he's been injured. EXPO wants a like and a follow back, and I got you. Follow request accepted, and I got you a follow back. Appreciate you. Shout out to True North Trident, Lauren, Megan, Matt, and Brittany on the Twitter/X. Shout out to the people watching on Twitter/X. And let's see where we're at. As far as the likes on the channel, we got 30 people on YouTube, 27 on Twitter/X. We need one more like to get to 30. There we go. And again, it was a little lighter at the beginning of the game because we're out in the 4th of July hangover. People are still drinking and kind of partying and whatnot. We're at 30 likes. Let's see if we can get to 35 or 40 before the game ends. 5 more to 35, 10 more to 40 to hit the goal. Thank you, Judah. Appreciate you. Yeah, well, it's one thing about having the space, to be able to have the field, and if it's going to be in like some random area like Hillsboro, they're going to have certain construction, being done for the land. And then another thing is you also have to have hotel accommodations. And that's another reason why we haven't had a professional hockey team, baseball team, or football team yet. We only have obviously on the soccer side, and then obviously with the Trailblazers, for the NBA. But again, it's like if we don't have the hotel space, and also, we don't really have the same type of nightlife scene with the clubs, like LA and obviously in Miami, right? And even maybe Seattle. But, at least we have the Blazers, we got the Ducks and the Beavers, right? And obviously we got some professional soccer in the building as well. But probably not going to, we would probably be getting a hockey professional team first before we got an NFL team or an MLB team. And again, the A's going to Vegas is better than Portland because at least they have money there, they have space there, and the fans will actually show up. And I know they would show up if the A's ended up being in Portland. But again, as far as like the building structure and the money, having them go to Vegas made a hell of a lot more sense. So. And then we still got, obviously, the Winterhawks, in the WHL. So if you still want hockey and you can't make it to a Kraken game, you still have minor league hockey that you can go to. So, and plus, it's like I don't even know if I would really want a baseball team in Oregon. I mean, would it be cool if they could make it all work? But again, it's not like I'm going to be switching from the Mariners to, the Portland A's if that ended up being, what happened. So I'm happy for Vegas. Oh, there we go. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. I've never been to a Kraken game, but I did bring it up on the drive home with my friend Justin. He grew up in LA and in Oregon. So when he was a young kid, he used to watch the Kings with like Gretzky, but he doesn't really claim them as like his team. And I told him once we go to a Kraken game together, you're going to be Kraken like moving forward at that point. So, and he'll still occasionally check up on the Kings here and there, but he doesn't really claim them. And it would be better to have the Kraken as like, the main team. So. Big swing and a miss to Canzone. 2 away. right down the middle. Nothing he could do there. Canzone struck out swinging. Dirty Dom. Next up, second baseman Dylan Moore. Lauren, man, I ended up getting one of the giveaways yesterday. First 10,000 fans out of the 40,000 people that were like there, ended up getting a very fire snapback. It's probably one of the most epic white hats on the Mariners that I've ever seen. So it's got the S in red, white, and blue. It's all white. It's super icy. And on the back with the snapback part, one side of the snapback snap part is red and the other part is blue. For obviously 4th of July theme. Incredible. Like, even if that wasn't a giveaway, I normally don't buy white hats, but I would pay $40 or $40 to $50 for this hat that we got in the giveaway. I've been kind of, thinking about getting another Mariner hat to wear on the stream. Obviously underneath the do-rags and whatnot, but maybe I'll end up wearing it on Sunday, or maybe I'll wait for the Padres series to debut it. But it is amazing, good quality, and it's not like a cheap hat. Because I was thinking, okay, if they do a 4th of July thing, they've done a cowboy hat 4th of July with like Cal Raleigh. They've done a bucket hat. They've done straw hats. So for them to do like a snapback or a pro back, I was a little concerned. But then when we ended up getting the hats, when we got our ticket scanned through our phone, I was like kind of in awe. I was like, damn, these are fucking incredible. So I ended up telling my buddy to buy a lanyard so we could get a plastic bag, and then I tied it in a knot, because I know how people they get drunk, and if you just have the hat underneath the seat, it's going to get dirty, and it's white. So I told my buddy, just buy a lanyard, put our hats in here, I'll tie a knot in the bag, and then we're going to be good to go, and we're not going to have to worry about our hats getting damaged. And that's what happened, and pristine, man. So fire. And I like the fact that it's got a red and a blue, for the snapback part, making it 4th of July theme. Very neat. Bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Seattle, 2 outs, 3-2 count to Dylan Moore. Pop on the mound. And that is a walk. There we go. Good eye, Demo. 2-out walk. Next up, third baseman, Hollywood Josh Rojas, probably our most consistent hitter here in 2024. And I was very excited not to see Polanco. I didn't want to boo, on the day that I was there. I don't like booing at all anyways, but Polanco definitely deserves some of the boos. And then today is his birthday, so he's got the day off. But it was nice to have Bliss get a chance to play, and I think that was a little bit of the spark. Corbin Burns, one of the best pitchers in baseball, only had 6 Ks. Bryce Miller matched him, pitch for pitch, played well. And Burns didn't get 10, 11, 12, 13 Ks, because if that would have happened, we probably would have lost, or it would have been much closer of a matchup. But it was just awesome to be able to see 7-3 final, combined for 10 runs at a game, which is ideal if you're a fan. Especially in game number 1 where the Mariners lost, 2-0 and only had, 2 hits total? So that would have been a terrible game to go to. Oh, the heat wave is just insane, man. We had to plug in the AC. We have one of those AC units in the inside that's like a big box with a tube, and then it's got a piece that you put into the window, and then you close the window, and the window is open like 20%, and then you got a duct tape around that plastic piece to keep the the hot air out and the cool air in. So I had to kind of re-tape up the tube and the window and everything, but it's going to be 100 to 103 for a week, and today's the first day that we're having the heat wave. So I had to wake up at 5:45, 6 a.m., take Paisley on a walk. Then I took her on another walk at like 9 a.m., and then we're going to do another one here at like 10 p.m. But it is hot, hot, hot. I got 2 fans on me right now, a big box fan on the left, a smaller, powerful, littler, medium-sized fan on my right, and I got the door open, and we got the AC in the living room / kitchen. So, but yes, I am roasting. Yeah, it's the hottest heat wave that we've had, and it's very unusual for Oregon. I mean, it's one thing to have like 95, and then all of a sudden it goes to 85, and then like 78. It's like a lot of Oregonians, we can deal, with like a couple days of like hot weather of 95 to 100, but if you have no AC and you only have fans, you better hope that they're, blowing, on your legs, on your chest, on your face. Otherwise, it's going to get uncomfortable. Like, you got to have some kind of AC once it ends up getting into the 90s and above. And then once it gets to 100, it's like you better have everything working for you. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. And again, we're going to have about a week straight of 100 to 103, which is very rare here for Oregon. Give me 70 to 75 with a breeze and I'm good. So. Bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Mariners. Runners at first and second, 0-2 count to J.P. Crawford. J.P. crushes that one foul. Now, we don't got the fucking oven on, Drew. Why the fuck would we have the oven on when it's 100 degrees? It's called living in Oregon. Come on, Drew, be better. I don't want to have the house feel like we live in South America or Africa or Australia. It's one thing when it's decent, but we don't want to be fucking miserable. Bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Seattle. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 1-2 count to J.P. Crawford. Go J.P. Pitches outside, good eye, 2-2 count. Well, I'm in Oregon. I'm not obviously there in Seattle, and the weather's much cooler there. Like when we were at the game, it's supposed to be like 70 to 80, in Seattle yesterday, 75, 80 it felt like. And then in Oregon, it was like 90 to 95. So it was like a 20-degree difference. But we were sitting in the 10th row off first base, so we had no shade coverage. So my neck got burnt, my arms got burnt, my legs got burnt a little bit. And we didn't have too much of a breeze yesterday in Seattle. So, for sitting in the 10th row, it was cool to see the visuals. But for me, I would rather sit in the 15th row or the 20th row. You're going to have a better chance to get a foul ball or a ball thrown into the crowd by J.P. Crawford. And you get a little bit of a breeze and you get that shade. I don't want to sit in that spot again. We're going to sit 5 to 10 rows further back to make sure we get that shade. Because in the shade, it felt like you were sitting in 60 to 70 degree with some wind. So JP fouled it off himself. Count remains 3-2. We're at 45, 55 to go. 4 more likes to 35. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're at 31. We need 4 more to get to 35, 9 more to get to 40. Bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Seattle. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch to JP. Take the walk. There it is. There it is, baby. 3 straight 2-out walks. Is that good? I love that, baby. Bases loaded. And then you hear Ozzy on the PR system. Let's go. Aye. Next up, DHing for Seattle, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, Mitch Garver. Little grand salami action. Get the mustard and rye bread. Let's go. Seriously, not good. Did you do fireworks yesterday or did you have a drone show? Garv? Back. Nice catch there in the outfield. We leave 3 stranded, and here comes Andres Munoz to shut down Horwitz, Bichette, and Vlad Jr. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let's go, baby. Good vibes only. Leading off for the Blue Jays in the top of the ninth, 1 for 2 with a base on ball and a K. First baseman Spencer Horwitz. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a K. Shortstop Bo Bichette. Will you be a Seattle Mariner in the future? I don't know. And batting third, another individual the Mariners are looking at, DH Vlad Guerrero Jr. Let's go. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety are things that people are going through right now or in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping a little bit into the darkness and you're not feeling well, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Eat a little bit healthier, cut back on the fast food. Exercise a little bit more, make some effort for your pets and yourself, and go for a walk and listen to music. You do those 3 little things and add them to your daily routine. It'll help you get out of the darkness quicker, and it'll help you get back on track and win the day. Make sure you take care of your mental health. Reflect with a 55er. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you so much. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks, a little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. And we haven't got a big dono like that in a minute. We usually get them during the wrestling streams and occasionally on the baseball streams. But thank you so much. I got a lot of bills that are going to be coming up. So it really helps out a lot. Thank you so much for your generosity. You and Megan have really held it down for the Seahawks and the Mariners and the Kraken. Thank you so much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Thank you. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. You're the MVP. You helped us get to the goal, man. Thank you so much. And it's been a minute since we hit goal, so it feels good to get back on track. Andres Munoz got a back issue, but hopefully we can find a way to go 1, 2, 3 and get this dub. Look at young Andres Munoz. One pitch, big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. Let's go, Andres. Lightning in a bottle, baby. Let's go. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. But I got 2 photos of Julio right before he hit the home run. I got a photo of Cal Raleigh in the box. I took a photo of Maurice, the Moose. I took a couple pregame, when they did the, national anthem and the players were lined up on the field. I took 2 photos of that. And then I got a couple nice selfies of one with me in the seat with on social media on Instagram and Twitter/X. And then I ended up asking security right before first pitch. I told my buddy, hurry, and we went down to the front row, and I got a nice little photo of me and him that obviously you can see as, one of the profile photos for not only the YouTube side, the YouTube channel photo, the Twitter photo, the Instagram photo as well. So that's always good, when you go to a game, when you can end up using it for your social media as well. So DX with another 5er. Come on, Mariners, let's end this game. I agree with you. Let's go. Let's go for 2 out of 3. And if we win tomorrow, we might go for a sweep because we got Kirby going against Berrios, which will be a little bit tougher, but we'll see what Hancock can do tomorrow. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. DX has really been stepping it up with the support and the donos since he joined the channel. We really appreciate you, DXPO. Go Mariners. We're at 105. Let's go. And again, I'm going to be watching the Mariner game tomorrow with Emerson Hancock at 1 as we have this heat wave, and I will be doing WWE Money in the Bank. It's going to be amazing, and that's at 4 o'clock Pacific. So if you're a wrestling fan or you're not a wrestling fan and you want to hang out, come through tomorrow and hang out for 3 hours with us, and then I'll be back on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock Pacific to do the last matchup with George Kirby going against Jose Berrios and the Blue Jays. Oh, Megan, you are definitely an MVP. Are you kidding me? Their hand. Rojas is one of the MVPs for the Mariners, baby. He's been very good at third base like Eugenio Suarez was. He doesn't hit as many home runs as Suarez, but he gives you that good vibes only. And Paul Sewald trade for Bliss, Canzone, and Rojas. I love it. I love me some Hollywood Rojas, baby. Great defense by Hollywood. Nice job, Josh. Nice bare hand. 2 away. There goes Spencer Horwitz and Bo Bichette. Next up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I don't know who I would want more between Vlad Jr., Cody Bellinger, Pete Alonso, or Luis Robert Jr. But Vlad Jr. and Luis Robert Jr. would give us a lot of swag if we added one of those 2 guys. Not saying that it would be a good thing to add Bo Bichette or Pete Alonso or one of those others. We'll find out. But I think if we ended up getting Luis Robert Jr., it would add a lot to our team. I'm just not sure if I would want to give up 3 farm system top 100 guys for any of these guys, especially if it will only be a rental and it might not be long term. But if it was going to be long term, I would maybe consider 2 top 100 guys. Little dribbler to second, throw to first. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Easy 1, 2, 3 inning, baby. Bullpen, brilliant. Nice job by Munoz there at the end as well. Mariner moves, Maurice loves it. Final score, Seattle Mariners 2, Toronto Blue Jays 1. And when the Mariners win, what do? We dance. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! Hell yeah. I can't wait to be able to see what Emerson Hancock can bring tomorrow, even if he gives up a couple hits and a couple runs or even a couple home runs. Hopefully we can still find a way to get the dub at the end of the day. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go Mariners. And obviously winning that game yesterday with the Baltimore Orioles carried over to today, because if we would have lost against Baltimore and got swept, we'd probably lose this game today. Nice job, Seattle. Nice job, Maurice. Nice job, Mariners. Now, before I go, I got to go take Paisley for a walk, but it's still very hot outside. I want to make sure I get at least a couple photos up for DXPO and for Reflect. Anything specific that you 2 want? And I got you. Let me squeeze in a couple of photos of little Tay-Tay for Matt, and then I got you guys. And I know some of y'all don't really care about the photos, but if there is something that you want, let me know, and I got you. All right, Matt is happy. Get the bib. Mucho drool. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Mariners win, baby. Appreciate you. Some Vince done. I got you. Take it easy, Judah. No problem. I appreciate you. You're amazing. Hope you feel better. Anything specific, Reflect, that you want to be able to see? A little Vince Dunn. After the NHL draft and all of the free agent signings, I am a little on edge. Like, I wish that we had hockey to be able to, see all these new players and how everything goes. I'll definitely be counting the days, where we end up having some NHL hockey again. And I feel like the better that, the Kraken do, obviously year in and year out, obviously you're going to get more eyeballs on the product and whatnot. So we'll be able to get more support on that end too. Appreciate you, man. Yes. No problem. Good night. Yeah, I'm doing WWE Money in the Bank, so I'm not going to double dip because I don't know how long the Mariners are going to play, if it's going to dip into that pay-per-view. So I don't want to just stream for 7 hours straight and ignore it painlessly. So I'll just watch the Mariner game tomorrow with her, and we'll do the Money in the Bank pay-per-view at 4 o'clock Pacific, and then we'll do the Mariner game on Sunday. And I will be watching the game tomorrow with Emerson Hancock on the mound. Awesome. I mean, unless I change my mind and I end up doing the baseball game and then right afterwards, no rest, and then I do the WWE Money in the Bank. I mean, I've done that before. I guess it just depends on how I feel tomorrow morning. But again, with it being 100 to 103, I'm not sure if I really want to be sweating for 7 hours straight, but we'll see. Nice. Good choice. Everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, obviously people are predicting a breakout season, and hopefully that ends up being the case. Looks like some good chemistry with Gino and the other quarterbacks on the roster, as well as the coaching staff, and I'm very excited to see what we're going to get. Not only out of JSN, but to the whole organization. Thank you so much for your generosity. Like I said, it's been a minute since we've hit the goal, so that really helps. I mean, we've been getting good views, we've been getting good shares, we've been gaining subs, and again, it's hard to be able to hit a check mark on all the categories, but when you do have bills that need to be paid, and obviously I understand how the economy is at, where it's at now, and it's going to be a little bit different than what it was a couple years ago, and I get that. But for the people that go out of their way to make sure that I can live and survive and take care of my pup and continue to do my dream, it really does mean everything to me. It's my whole life. Like I said, I've worked very hard to get to this point, and I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life, even when I get old. So, I mean, I'm already old, but when I get older, so even if I ended up getting rich, I wouldn't stop doing this. So I enjoy being able to help people out with mental health. I enjoy, having a platform where people can be heard and can be listened to, and you can actually feel special, and feel heard. I feel there's a lot of channels where you don't get that. And again, it's all about building the relationships and bonds with the special people that have made this channel successful enough to go full time. I appreciate you guys very much. Like when you look at the regular Seahawks jerseys, they're fire, right? They look very snazzy, kind of have an Oregon Duck feel to them a little bit, based off just the swagginess of them. But then when you end up going back to like an 80s or 90s jersey, then you start to think, wow, how amazing would it be if you wore these every game at home? Like, gosh, these are one of the best jerseys of all time. I love the combination of the blue, the light subtle green with the white, and then the gray helmet. Unbelievable. It's like a Picasso. It's just like fucking perfection. You don't even have to be a Seahawks fan to appreciate what you're looking at on the screen right now. Beautiful. Love the 80s and 90s jerseys of the Seahawks. You could argue, I mean, I know they have Tampa Bay and the Philadelphia Eagles with the Kelly green, but you could literally argue that these are the best, overall. And some people will have them in the top 5, and it would be crazy to think that it's not a top 5 jersey throwback. You'd be crazy. You would just be a hater at that point, or like a Niner fan or a Ram fan or a Cardinal fan. But I mean, just the shade of blue with just a little bit of green with that gray. I mean, it's just, I can't even put into words what this is. It's just magnificent. I haven't forgotten about your Jim Zorn from a few innings back. I'll make sure we take care of you there as well. I have a pretty good memory. I mean, things, depending on how many people we have in the room and what's going on, But I always try to go back through the comments as far as I can, or if I have just like a memory, if anything that I missed and wasn't reminded. But usually if I forget something, we'll get it in the next stream or next time I see you. But always good to end off a stream on a good positive note. I figured you did. Really? Old school starter jacket or satin jacket back in the day? Fire. A lot of the original starter jackets and jackets from the 80s and 90s are worth a lot of money. Usually they'll go for $100 to $500, and if you end up having a really good condition one, $200, $300, $400 is not uncommon for an original. Anything else that you want to see reflect before we end the stream? Want some Saul Goodman? I got to do Byron Murphy if we're just doing Seahawks. I got to throw that in. We got to at least showcase something special coming in to Seattle, where there's a lot of hype, and hopefully it ends up really, panning out. I don't want to see him be a failure. That's for damn sure. Exciting when you can get a D tackle or a DN that has like hype around him, because it could be a great nose stuffer, a great defender on the run, and then also getting some sack lunches and some big plays, and then obviously if you're more of a DN, you're going to be more of like a sack specialist, but this guy's a little bit of both. He can play multiple positions, and it's going to be exciting to see what he ends up doing and where he lines up, throughout the season. Yeah, there was a female that stepped away. I mean, it all depends, if they can stay hot and healthy, but I would assume that, a fair prediction would be that the 49ers would be favored with 11 to 14 wins, and then the Seahawks and Rams, you would assume would be somewhere on the low end, 8 or 9 wins, but on the high end, maybe 10 to 13 wins. Or 10 to 12. I think that most people would say 10, 11, 12 wins for the Hawks, and maybe even the Rams. Cardinals will probably only win 4 or 5 games. Rams should win, you would assume, somewhere between 8 and 11 games. And then the Seahawks, probably lowest for the Seahawks, I would assume would be 9. And then, 9 and 8 at the lowest, unless they have a bad injury or two, then maybe 8. But I would say 9 as long as everyone is playing for the most part. And then on the high side, 10 to 13. 13 would be like, you end up, beating the Cardinals twice. You beat the Rams twice and you split with the Niners. And if that happens and you steal a couple others, then maybe you overachieve and end up getting 13. But I think 10 to 12 wins would be fair. And then worst case scenario, 8 or 9. And that's if, everything goes to shit and there's a bunch of injuries as well. So I think that's a fair assumption of what could happen, moving forward with no bias. So all the satin. Please do. Please do. Saul Goodman. Appreciate that, Adam. I'm always going to grind. All right. Saul Goodman says, hey, like, sub, donate, comment, share. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well as YouTube. I love you and appreciate you. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're at 32. We need 3 more to get to 35, 8 more to get to 40, 7 more to get to 40, 2 more to get to 35, and maybe we'll get a few that will do it after the stream ends. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Matt and Megan and Reflect. You guys are big MVPs to the channel. Lauren and everyone else, I love you and appreciate you. Shout out to Adam and Kevin being in the building as well. And again, I will be doing WWE Money in the Bank tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I will watch the Mariners play tomorrow at 1, but there won't be a stream for it. We'll do wrestling stream tomorrow for WWE at 4, Money in the Bank Pacific. and then I'll do the Mariners on Sunday at 1 o'clock for George Kirby versus Jose Barrios. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Orion, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay.